What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Having Said That show. I'm Adi here with Jay.
What's up, guys?
Of course, we have Sid and Ariana in the studio. Aman, we still miss you. But today, we have a very exciting guest with us. One of India's top squash players. We've been trying to get into the sports zone a little bit more on this show. And Abhay is helping us do that.
Alright, let's go.
How are you doing, Abhay?
Yeah, I'm doing well.
Abhay came in with some weird energy. He was like, "Man, I have some crushes on your past."
Oh, shit.
I know some of your boys from Chennai, and apparently we ran into each other at a club that I've fully forgotten. So I was probably very drunk that day. But good to have you on. And before we get into anything, Abhay, you've watched the show enough to know that we like getting into the controversial opinion first and foremost. You have one for us.
Yeah, okay. So, more a controversial, like an opinion, but also a sort of debate. I feel that there needs to be some sort of like airport etiquette test before you let people fly on these domestic airlines in India. Because they're the most shit behaved people alive. Like the IQ in that airport just goes down. Like I don't know.
Some bad behaviors.
Like, you know, when the flight like just lands and the air hostess goes like, "Sare yatri baith jaye," and then there's this one uncle who just stands up and he starts like shaking his pant to go pee. Like, you know, like that uncle is, and then you're sitting in like row 30 and like both auntie and uncle are getting up, like bus miss ho jayegi, like, you know, the one that, like stuff like that, bro. Like, you know, just like kind of like tug of war to get bags, and it's just like.
So, how do we implement this etiquette rule, guys?
First of all, do we agree to this?
100%. This is not a controversial opinion at all. As in, like, bro, people go into the airport and they think they're in international space already. Because no rules apply in the airport. You can do whatever the fuck you want at the airport, bro. Like, you can have a beer at like 5 a.m. in the morning. I think people just look at the airport as not a real place. It's just like a transitional. It is, but it's not, right? Like, it's fucked.
Guys,
nah,
it's on
dude.
the brink of it.
No. You definitely get up first on airplanes. No, it sucks,
do you not
dude.
agree?
I 100% agree, man. And I have one behavior which I think is a controversial opinion that people must stop doing, is wear shorts on flights.
I agree.
Oh.
Yeah.
I am a big believer that if you're on a flight, you should wear pants. Shoes also. I'm one of those. I hate when people wear shorts or wear like
Slides?
like sweatpants or like slides.
sweatpants.
Yeah.
Like get some
If you're doing
Slides.
slides, you gotta do it with
Socks and slides?
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, okay, fine.
Wait,
but
you
like,
don't like sweatpants on planes? What am I supposed to wear? Jeans?
I would wear like pants like these.
Oh my god.
Oh, dude, no way.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Jeans on planes is a big
It
no.
is. It is
He
my.
actually wears a suit.
I don't wear a suit, but I always wear pants and a shirt.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But you're professional as hell, man. I like
Yeah.
that. I respect that.
But
But
when planes just came out,
You had to wear like a
You had
suit
to-
on the
it was an
plane and
event,
shit.
you know?
Yeah.
No, but there are a lot of behaviors. I agree with you. I don't know. Maybe it's like a bit of an Indian thing also,
It
or
is.
maybe it's just.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a global thing or not. But
No, it's not. Like,
Yeah.
I've been in too many airports to tell you. One of the worst things is, you know, when you're standing, like, put your stuff in the tray,
Yeah.
and they just, like, try grabbing that tray and, like, hit
Yeah.
your legs
Yeah,
off.
I know this one.
Dude, like, there is no patience. And even when you're trying to board and get onto that bus, like, everyone's going to the same
Dude, I
airplane.
hate
Yeah.
that bus so much, bro. There's nothing I hate more in this world than the airport bus back from your trip, wherever you're going. This is the most depressing thing in the entire world, bro.
but I do think there's
Sucks.
some pushback to be given because a lot of the domestic flyers in India might be traveling for the first time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're a veteran traveler. You travel every 10 days. You're telling us. So
Yeah.
like, let's cut them some slack.
Yeah, but even you
How
guys
ma- how
don't travel
many-
as much as I do, but you
No.
guys aren't doing shit like this,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Like, it's more like just a casual etiquette thing.
So I think
like,
what he's
Sure.
saying is there needs to be some kind of educational barrier,
There
like
needs to be
that needs to
education
be, yeah.
to any first-time traveler.
No,
or
but
any
bro,
traveler.
dude, it
General.
honestly like has nothing to do with that. Like I've seen people who very clearly have been traveling for like a long time also do this
Yeah.
because it's just like the thing that's done.
Do you think
Nobody's saying anything
there
about
should
it.
be like airport and airplane law where people get fined for doing that.
That's what I was gonna
I
say.
think that
Like,
the
if you,
only thing that you can't do is get crazy drunk on a plane. That's like the only time I see people actually take action against.
bro, then
anyone.
also they don't, because it's so hard. Like, it's so hard dealing with them
Yeah.
that they'd rather just not deal with them. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's more
Fuck,
that.
dude. Yeah,
like for an air hostess, honestly, like, it's sad to say, but an air hostess would get treated like shit if she was going up against a super drunk man. Like,
Yeah,
they would
no,
just,
no, no,
they
for
would just
sure.
not go for that engagement
Yeah,
in
yeah,
total.
yeah.
And I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
So it's not like, yeah.
No, I'm telling you, people treat airplanes and airports like it's the most lawless place in the entire world.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I'm wondering how to segue into what I wanted to talk.
Oh, wait, okay, hold up.
This is a segue enough.
Right before we get off the airplane thing. Okay?
Yeah.
What do you guys think about putting your seat back? It's fine, right?
Oh.
What if the person behind you has an issue with you putting your seat back?
While they're eating, I get it.
While they're eating, I get it, but I'll usually tell them to fuck off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
Do it yourself. You
Yeah.
have to keep
Yeah.
the chain going until the last
Yeah.
person is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise they're sitting with their fucking thing.
Okay, so I feel like we tease the audience a bit by telling them that you had a crush on one of our guests.
Wow.
Alright.
We give them clues.
She's really pretty.
Otherwise,
but-
I won't have a crush on her. That's a given.
No man, real beauty's on the inside, guys. On the outside as well, mostly, but it's on the
If
inside.
I
as well.
manage to hook up the date, then will you post a story thanking the having said that show?
Oh, that's like bare
Yeah,
minimum. I
that's
feel.
the bare
easy.
minimum.
If it reaches the third day, okay, I won't force you on the first.
Third date?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, fine. Third date, fine. If
Yeah.
it reaches the third date, yeah, I'll
Oh
do
my
it.
god.
That's
I'm
fair.
so excited.
I feel like that's chill.
I'm
That's
so
fine. It's
excited.
not at all like.
And I think you will get along, man. Just based on vibes right now,
Yeah.
right?
Hopefully.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
It'll work out.
Alright, man. Time to call Ronak and see what's
No, man. So obviously, I know some of the. One of my cousins, I reached out to him because he used to play squash in Chennai, and apparently you guys grew up playing squash together. And I asked him to give me some insight on you as your character and personality. And the first thing he said was, this guy had a shit attitude in squash until he was in the 12th grade. And he was like, this guy did not take it seriously at all. And once he got in the 12th grade, something switched in his brain where he got so competitive and so invested in the sport. And obviously now your record speaks for itself. I was curious to know what happened.
I don't think anything necessarily happened. So when I was 16, I was a really fat, chubby kid. Like really, like very overweight. And I'd still play squash as like something my parents have put me into. It's like an extracurricular activity.
Sure.
And then like it started getting a bit where like I'd get bullied a bit for being fat and stuff. So I literally went like, okay, like the first thing I need to do is lose weight. And the easiest thing to do was like do it through squash.
Sure.
Great sport to like, you know, get fit or whatever. So that's what I did. And as I was using squash to lose weight, I just started performing better at tournaments. Like it wasn't something I was trying to do from a performance perspective, but it just sort of happened. And then 12th grade, like, then you have to decide whether you're doing college or like, I mean, I guess most people know around 12th grade whether they want to go to a certain university or whatever, but I think that was the switch. That was the big switch.
You were trying to get hot and then,
I was trying to get thin.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, from
yeah.
a perspective of just not being told I
Yeah.
was like a fat kid.
Also, like by the time you're in the 12th grade, you're hitting your physical peak as well. So you kind of came into your own.
I think this actually happened in 11th grade. So 9th, I'd say 10th grade was the last time I went to school as a normal kid.
Oh, okay.
Like that's the last, like even 10th was like on and off. I actually never went to school in 11th grade. I was just training. 12th grade, I switched from what is normal school to something called open school, which was, my principal was like, look, we want you to do well. We're ready to like help you out, but like it's not going to work. Cause like if a student isn't performing well, like they have something where like a higher board checks on like the records of all students. So she's like, we can't do this with you. Like we want you to do well. So we'll shift you over. And it was an easy decision because the top 4 greatest squash players from India have all studied from my school.
Oh, okay. That's
So
cool.
they-
Man.
they
That's
knew-
cool that they gave you the
so
infrastructure to do that.
And so that was that.
So I used to go to Chennai for chess tournaments back in the day, and I noticed that Chennai was just very liberal about actually pushing athletes to do well in
Yeah.
school. Like with us, they
Which
made
is
it like
not,
a
yeah,
big deal to
it's
skip
a
school.
huge bitch to like skip school here.
Yeah.
I feel like you're super lucky that
Yeah.
they kind of, because that's what happens with a lot of student athletes making that transition to the next level, is that they're like, okay, now what am I going to do? Am I going to play a sport forever? It just doesn't even enter their mind because they don't give it a chance.
Yeah.
So, and school kind of like shuts it down, especially if you're doing something like IB or whatever. It just takes way
What-
too much of your time.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. I was asking you, what is open school?
So
essentially?
open school is like for people who might have like special needs, people
Okay.
who might like not be able to do a few subjects, people who for maybe family reasons can't attend school, like stuff like that. Basically, it's more like special circumstances, but even many athletes, or
Yeah, of course.
let's say like there was a kid who like lost a parent and had to like support a family, like he would still be like allowed to come to open school. So it was more that. But it was also because the curriculum is quite relaxed.
Okay.
So I could still study the subjects that I would do in normal school,
Huh.
but then it was just more flexible.
So when you did decide to make squash like your career,
Yeah.
did you consider the financial kind of burden that might come with not making it?
So look, I wanted to go to college in the US, right? So I had applied to most colleges. I had been offered by every Ivy League school.
Oh, whoa.
Every Ivy League school had a spot ready for me because when I was 18, I played the British Junior Open, which is one of the biggest tournaments in the world in juniors, and I finished second behind another Indian, who also now happens to be my doubles partner.
Oh, sick.
Nice.
What's his name? Shout him out, man.
Velavan Sendil Kumar, shout out.
Shout out you, bro.
So that was the first time in the history of the under 19 British Open in squash is a big deal. You win something called the Drisdale Cup, and that year, the top three were from India. Like it was one of the biggest
Yeah.
achievements in our sport
That's
ever.
sick. That's sick.
Like from India,
Crazy.
and so all colleges like Vela, who won it, was committed to Columbia, and the guy who came third was I think committed to Princeton, and I literally had like just
You could pick.
I could
whatever.
pick, but I had a foot in Trinity because I didn't want to do my SAT. Like I just it wasn't cut
Yeah.
out for me.
Yeah.
But then I spoke to a few colleges from like I spoke to Harvard, Columbia. Like there were a lot of conversations going on, and then I sort of like was like I'm not happy. Like this is not what my calling is. You know, like I'm not gonna do it. Like I spoke to my mom and dad, and I'm like, look, I can't do 4 years like that. I'm not gonna be able to study.
Sure.
So the other alternate was to do it in the UK.
Huh.
Which is something like our greatest player ever has done. He went to Leeds University, and there was a good squash base close to Leeds, which is where I trained for most of the time. And so I also dropped that because my dad was like, "Look, we're literally sending you to colleges where squash is a good scene. Why don't you just make squash your scene?"
Sure.
Like it was just like, screw it.
Oh, this was like the
This
transition
was
to
the
take
transition.
yeah,
So
yeah.
after
That's
12th grade,
cool.
he went like, "Look, I have to pay for your college anyway." He was like, "If you were going to America, I'd pay like 100K a year, which is what I'm guessing is fees in America. Probably like 30K a year in the UK."
Oh, these guys weren't offering you full rides or what?
First it comes also from like financial aid comes from a perspective of you need to give in all your financial documents and stuff.
You need to need it.
Yeah,
You need to
you
need it.
it.
Yeah.
And like it wasn't that I would have needed all of it.
Yeah.
But so then my dad was like, "Look, I'm willing to invest the same money in like your career and just go do your thing." So turned 19, which is when you're done with juniors, packed a bag, moved to UK, did it all myself for like 4 years, and
Sick.
Damn, man.
Sick.
yeah, so
That's
that was
amazing.
Shout out your dad.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah,
bro.
wow.
That's crazy, man.
You
I
think
think,
there's like a added pressure when you have such like your dad supported you throughout these things, invested in you
Yeah.
in your college. There is this added pressure that you put on yourself, which maybe he doesn't put obviously, but you put it on, right?
So like before, like look, when I was like not that good, I was like maybe like what top 10 in the country, not even like I just had to,
That's pretty good, bro.
That's not that good.
Come on.
No, I get it. In terms of your
No,
ambition, it's
yeah,
not that
no,
good.
I was like I didn't know how good I could be, so literally I set 2 goals for myself. I was like, I'll become the best squash player in my country, which is you either become India number 1 on the rankings or you win the national championships, and I'll play for India. Because the seniors at that point were way better than me, so I was like, I need to be on that team. That top 4 spot, I want it.
Huh.
In 2022, I became national champion for the first time, but it didn't feel good. It didn't feel good because I felt like there was just so much more left. Like I feel like like you set a goal for yourself and you're like,
Yeah.
man, I could have set it so much higher.
Like
You
now
know?
what? Now you're
yeah,
done.
but to go back to your point, Sid, like from 18 to 21 or that 5 years where I didn't see much going well for squash, like every couple of years when you're like in the same position and the ranking graph will like stay the same, you look back and like some days I would be like, man, I should have just gone to college. And then some days you're like, man,
Damn.
I should have just gone to college. And this is kind of public news, but like 2021 December, I was going on a tour for 4 weeks, 2 events in Scotland, 2 events in Doha, and I went to my parents and I said, look, I'm done. After this, I'm done.
Okay.
Like, I can't
Okay.
do this shit anymore. Like, I suck. Like, I don't feel good. I'm not having fun. COVID was bad. I wasn't improving. Like, COVID cut the peak time of my career down, right? By 2 years. So I was like, look, like, I'll figure something out. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. Worst 4 tournaments of my life. Worst 4 tournaments.
Yeah, I guess because you went
Yeah,
into
'cause I
it with
went
that
in, like,
mentality of,
attitude,
Worst 4
yeah.
tournaments of my life.
Yeah.
Came back, like, just settled back at home. And then we got this email from the federation saying, like, we have the Commonwealth Games, which is a big, you guys.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah, yeah,
Of course. Yeah, yeah.
Sorry. Com Games in 2022, selection trials. And I would have probably been like 6th or 7th in the country at that point. And the singles goes to the top 3 guys. And then you play like 2 more teams play doubles. So total 5 men, 5 women go. So he said, okay, like the national coach then sat me down. He said, let's have a shot at it. If you want to, I'm not forcing you.
Yeah.
Because I would literally go speak to him. I'd be like, dude, my mental health is done. Like, I don't have it in me to like step on a squash court, put my shoes on, wake up, do the mornings and the long nights. And he's like, okay, do what you want. So I was training with a coach in Scotland and I called him up and I'm like, what do you think? He's like, 12 weeks.
Yeah.
12 weeks, that's it. Last 12 weeks. you
Okay,
have-
like give it 12
So
more
the selection
weeks.
trials was mid-April.
Huh.
Mid-April. So he's like, you have 12 weeks. We'll train Jan, Feb, March. And then you'll taper for 2 weeks, which is you'll like rest
Yeah.
for a bit before your event. And then we'll go at trials. If you get selected, play the com games and stop playing. If you don't get selected, you are going to stop anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I went, so I started working with this Scottish coach just post-COVID. Saw him for a bit. So spent like around 5 weeks there, spent a few weeks in Chennai. Played the Commonwealth Games trials and I won it.
Damn.
Yay.
I won
That's
it.
insane.
I won it, so I went as India number 3 in the singles, and I also played the doubles. So now the Com Games was in the summer, August, and so we had like 4 months. So now I got put on the funding program because I'm part of Team India, and so that was my first time on Team India. But actually, the selection was also for the Asian Games. So I had qualified for both events, but Asian Games got postponed to 2023 because of COVID.
Yeah.
So 4 months, I was like, okay, I'll play a few events or whatever. Flew to France right after the trials, won my first professional title. Like 10 days later.
Insane.
So started climbing. Played a tournament in Malaysia like 2 months later, won it. Biggest title of my career. So things just started for no reason going well.
And were you still training with the same Scottish trainer?
Yeah, like through and through. So I was training with him.
Sure.
Yeah.
You feel like a big difference training with this guy versus whoever you trained with before?
Yeah.
What was that difference?
So look, I had a great coach in pre-COVID when I moved to England. His name is Malcolm. He passed away during COVID. Like he was really old. He's one of the greatest coaches to have ever lived. Like I feel like just before COVID hit, I was going upwards, and then the timing was bad. Like I had like a few good results, a few good tournaments. I'd beaten a few good players, and then COVID hit. And at that point, you're like, dude, like everyone's doing the same thing. No one's really playing, so you're not really comparing rankings and stuff. But then like my only option was to now find another coach because my coach had passed away during COVID, and that was tough as it was. So then found him, started working with him, and yeah, there was a big switch. I think we went from 170 in the world to 70 over a year.
Damn.
Like
Cool.
over a year. So
But what were like some of the structural things he was trying to change?
Tactically, technically, like I think he made me much more accurate, much more patient. Like you know, like squash, like after a point, it's like a lot of people call it like just a game. It's not like, how do I say it?
It's like paddle.
You like that comparison?
No.
No, yeah, I can't imagine you would.
We'll get into this. We'll get into this.
Yeah.
Finish your.
But yeah, like physically, it is like, you know, it's just long and you need to be patient and like tactical and patient at the same time.
Sure.
And so yeah, those things, you know, instilling that when you're a junior, you win points quite easily.
Yeah.
In a senior level, you're trying to like, you need to win like the same point 2-3 times before you actually win it. So
Of course.
those things, you know, like
You worked on your mental game a
mental
lot.
game, physical, like, you know, some in juniors your matches are 30-35 minutes. In the seniors you can go from 45 to 90. And you're having
90 minutes.
It's a big
and
jump.
you're having to back that up every
Yeah.
day. You know, you don't get days off
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So that was a switch. So that 4 months went well. I went to the Commonwealth Games. Great. I didn't have a good singles outing because I was like still like 70 in the world. So I lost in the round of 32. But the doubles went well. Me and my partner, we first time together, we beat the Scottish team, who my coach was the national, he was the Scottish national coach. They were ranked 3rd in the world. We beat them. We made the quarters. We just missed out on a semi-final spot.
Yeah.
But things started looking better from there. I felt in a much better place around my squash, and and after that it was just fire.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah, man,
Yeah.
that's sick. How did you
Congrats.
deal with because you're still pretty young, right?
Yeah.
You've probably had to make a lot of sacrifices, like not going to school,
Yeah.
probably not going out as much, not
Yeah.
because you said early
Yeah.
mornings, late nights. There's
Yeah.
not a lot of room for
Yeah.
socializing,
Yeah.
So how do you deal with that? How do you navigate
I
that?
feel like my life from 18 to 21 was
Why are you
really,
laughing?
really boring.
Because I was like, he comes on the show and asks us to get him dates.
I didn't ask you all to get them.
Yeah.
I just told you it was ready. You recommended it.
I offered. Sorry.
But yeah, so 18 to 21, look, stopped going to school 10th grade, 11th, 12th, like still staying in touch with friends, still like a junior, not doing it full time. 18 to 21 was hard.
Yeah.
I
That's-
was in England all the time.
Yeah.
I was like, the first time when I stayed on like someone's couch, I was trying to like do it myself, financially myself. Yeah, dude, like sacrifice is an easy word to put out there, but it's a lot more than just that. Like it's like hard at times, but the worst part is like questioning that decision of doing it.
Yeah.
It's not even the sacrifice, is the easy bit.
Yeah.
When you have a goal in mind and you're like, okay, like what do
So
I
I
need
guess
to
you're kind of relieved now that
Look, it took me till the Asian Games to like actually sit down and like be like breathe that night. We'll speak about it a bit more because I think it's like a great story that I haven't been able to even share much. But the Asian Games in 2023, so that would have been when I started playing full time at 2017. Like 7 years later, I could sit down and be like, okay, like this worked out.
Yeah.
Like until then,
No,
I was like,
The audience doesn't know, but he won the gold at the
Yeah,
Asian
I
Games.
read about this, but
Yeah.
please share that story, man. That's
so
insane.
yeah, Com Games 2022. I went on tour. I had a decentish season. Like I stayed at the same rank for a year from 2022 until summer 2023. It was a season of like a lot of learning. It was basically just a consistently not good, not bad season. Like I stayed where I was, and then I won the nationals in 2022, which also meant that I did not have to play a selection trials to play the Asian
Play
Games.
the Asian Games.
so you
But
got a little bit of a break.
I got a little bit of like that was good news. So me and Saurav is like he's retired now, but he's the greatest squash player to have ever come out of India. He reached number 10 in the world. And he's sort of completed our sport. He's won a medal in every event there is to win, and he's someone we really look up to. And so Saurav and me didn't have to play trials, and then there were 4 other men fighting for like 2 spots. So I didn't have to play the trials. I knew I was playing on the team. So we went there September. Oh wow! You know what? Today is a year from the day I flew
Oh my god.
to the Asian Games.
That's
Is
sick.
today the 23rd?
22nd.
23rd.
23rd.
Today is when I would have put on my Asian Games jersey for the first time.
Damn.
Damn.
It's a good day. Yeah, September.
day, man.
September
Good
23rd
day.
is good.
Is that the shelf item? The
Who
jersey?
knows? So yeah, Asian Games. So Asian Games works in a very simple manner. You play a team event, 4 men, 4 women team for the first week, and then the second week, 2 players play singles from both men's and women's, and then the other 2 form up and cross over to play mixed doubles.
Okay.
Oh, mixed doubles.
Mixed
Got
doubles.
it.
So my doubles partner happens to be Anahat, who at the time was 15.
Oh wow.
Anahat was
15 years old or
15
15th
years old.
rank?
15 years old.
Damn.
Oh, I thought
Anahat
15 ranked.
at 14 was the youngest athlete at the Commonwealth Games,
Huh.
and at 15 was a double medalist at the Asian Games. And
Whoa.
at 16 now is the best squash player in the country in women.
Wow.
obviously.
Yo, shout out,
So
Anna.
shout out to Anahat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So Anahat's
sick.
really impressive.
That's crazy.
And so look, like the Asian Games was obviously like there was a lot of expectation for us to win gold because we went and seeded 1. We went and seeded the best team, highest ranked team. So the team event was such. So like this was a very dramatic team event. So we had Pakistan in our pool. So you play a pool stage and then you do a crossover. Pool A winner plays Pool B second, and then the
Sure.
crossover to the semis. We played them in the group stage and we lost. I lost the opening match against someone ranked lower to me and younger to me, and we lost the tie.
And this was that was a singles game.
This was the team event,
The team event,
first
sorry.
week. So team event is like, guys know what Davis Cup works, right?
Yeah,
it's the
yeah.
same. Like you play
Right.
3 play 3, and then whichever country 2 men win, they win the tie. So we lost that, and like it was just like a really tough time. Like I was unable to understand what kind of emotion I was feeling because I had never played such a high like a match that important.
Mm.
So
and here you're letting your team down.
I'm
as
letting
opposed
my
to just
country
your
down.
Yeah, it was.
country.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
isn't what the worst part was. Losing wasn't the worst part. So we were heading
He
back
was losing to Pakistan.
in
That
the
was
village,
worst
and
part.
Yeah.
literally like Saurav and a few of them were like, "Don't check your phone tonight. Like,
yeah,
don't do
dude.
that."
Oh.
Yeah.
Don't- like
Yeah.
they were like worst idea.
No
and
way.
I'm the youngest one on the team. I was 25. All the other boys were 30, 34, 37. They're just looking at me like, dude, like they really took care of me that few days. They're
Right.
like young, and I took that loss really hard on myself because it's a match I had to win.
Huh.
So I went back. First thing I did was switch on my phone.
Oh, bro.
First place I went to was Twitter.
Yeah.
Worst decision
Yeah.
possible. Bro.
Yeah.
Worst
Damn.
decision. Like I had half of India just telling me what a shithole I was, how I've let the whole country down.
Damn.
Who can lose to
Damn.
Pakistan? Like we'll fucking like kill you. Like
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
all the
Damn.
nonsense in the world. Okay, and we had people like questioning my character. And bro, something switched in me. Like after reading all this, I screenshotted everything. I was
Okay.
like, fuck it. Like, I'll show you. We knew we were going to make the semis. I was like, I'll show you. So, when the order list comes out for when you play, so let's say, like, for example, you're India number 1, India number 2, India number 3, okay? And so, every day the order changes in the order you play in. So, the first day order can be 3-1-2. So, it goes Adi, Jay, and then me.
Huh.
And then 2-1-3 or
Okay.
whatever. So, the last day, the final day, the order was 3-1-2. And I looked at everyone and I said, that 2 you see in the end, that's going to be me, and I'm going to win the decider for India. And so we left it at that. And so everyone just made nothing of it. So we lost to Pakistan. We won a pool match the next day. We played the semis with Malaysia.
Huh.
This isn't even the worst part. So the Pakistan team, after beating us, recorded a video on Twitter. One of these guys on the team, and he's like, हमने आज इंडिया को इतनी बुरी तरह से हराया है. Like, and basically they shat on us on Twitter, and it became a huge deal.
Okay.
So semis day we played Malaysia. I started like the first thing I did was I went and got a haircut in the village. Like the games village had a
Gotta do it.
I went and I was
Refresh.
like, I need to be
Yeah,
refresh.
yeah.
I was like, refresh. I got a haircut and I just went, dude, like this is my only chance.
Just a side. It's funny how a small thing like that can just like
Oh, it's huge.
wire
Yeah,
you
yeah,
differently,
for
right?
sure.
Like just
Yeah,
change your
yeah.
mindset for the whole day. Just getting a haircut.
That was the first thing I did. Woke up next morning, got a haircut. I was like, like I just need something like
Yeah.
fresh.
Different.
So semi-finals night we play Malaysia. I start first tie. First game we played 11. I went 10 love up. Dude,
Whoa.
I woke up a different animal that
Damn.
day. Like it was a new me. I couldn't understand what was happening.
Huh.
I won that match. We won the tie 2 love. Saurav went on second. We won the tie. So we're in the final and we're playing Pakistan now. In the final.
Oh my God.
Order 3-1-2.
Oh, what you predicted?
Order
What I
3-1-2.
predicted. 3-1-2.
Huh.
So Mahesh, who was number 3 that day, went on first and lost.
Okay.
Oh my
And that morning when I woke up and I messaged my coach in Scotland.
Why am I nervous
And I
right
was,
now, bro?
and I was updating him on this, and I was like, yeah, Noor, who's the guy I played, beat Henry. They played Hong Kong, Pakistan, and I was like, he was like, good result. And I literally texted him and I said, we win gold tonight. And I screenshotted it and I shut my phone.
Oh my God.
Said we win gold tonight.
Hmm.
So day goes by, we get on the bus, whatever, we go to the match, and all I wanted was for Mahesh to win because Saurav was going to win. Saurav was going to win. So we had 1 love on the board already.
Got it.
Mahesh
And
needed
Saurav
to
is
win.
second.
Saurav was second.
Yeah.
So I knew, like if Mahesh wins, like I don't even need to warm up. I'm going to start celebrating.
Sorry, even if he wins, if they win the first, you don't even play the third.
Yeah, you don't
game
even play
then.
the third now because
Yeah.
it's 2 love then.
Yeah.
So Mahesh loses. Saurav wins.
Must
And
win, basically.
Must
Yeah,
win.
yeah, yeah.
So when Mahesh lost,
You
bro,
have to go.
I went to the dressing room and I just sat there in silence for like a good 15 minutes and I didn't know what was happening. Like I started shaking. I'm shaking now. But I started shaking and I was like so nervous, bro. So nervous. Like I was like stretching and looking at myself in the mirror and I was like, I like just froze. So I was like, whatever. Sort of finished. Game face on. Went on. 1 love up. Won the first.
Amazing.
Second game, lost a close one. Third game, I was leading, lost. So now I'm 2-1 down. And we play squash to 11 points, just so none of you know. Fourth game, I'm 9-7 down. So I'm 2 points from losing the final. I don't know what happened, bro. Like, I pulled something off. I won that game 11-9.
Sick.
Fifth game. So now the it's tied at 1-1 to India-Pakistan. The match is tied at 2-2. And we're going into the fifth game.
Okay.
So we're going into this fifth game. And I'm just like not getting it, bro. Like he was just on top of me. My opponent was too good. Like he was just on top of me all the
Yeah?
time. So we got to 8-all.
Whoa.
So 1-all, 2-all,
Yeah,
8-all.
shit, dude.
And then he won 2 points. 10-8. So I was 10-8 match ball down in the Asian Games decider with Pakistan.
That's the
Oh
winning
my
point.
God.
Yeah.
That's the winning point. So he's serving 10-8 match ball. And at 10-8 match ball, dude, like I had 2 visuals in my head. One visual, the first visual was me putting my head down, having lost and walking out of that court. Like it just, I saw it. I was like, that's how I'm going to do it. Like I'm just going to put my head down. I'm just going to walk and not see anybody, and I'm just going to hide. And then the second visual, my whole life flashed in front of my eyes. My whole life. Like I saw everyone who meant so much to me in that moment. Like everything. And so I was like, fuck it. 1 point at a time. We'll do this. Now what happened through the match is I wasn't, in very simple terms, hitting a backhand drop very well. And that's the one thing Malcolm and me practiced a lot together. A lot. So I was like, dude, if there's one time I need to like really make use of the backhand, it's now.
Damn, this is
Like
your
a fucking
old coach
sports
Malcolm
movie,
who
bro.
passed-
This
who
is
passed
Malcolm
away.
who
This is
passed
like a
away.
fucking
This is a
sports
movie,
movie right
yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Bro. Like,
So 10-8.
Did you see him in the
Yeah,
corner
yeah.
and have a conversation?
Go ahead, son.
like his force goes to like.
So 10-8, Noor serves. I hit a great backhand drop. He manages to get it, but he puts it on my hand for me to get a winner. So 10-9, 9-10, I serve. If y'all ever like look at the highlights, there's a good high. Before I serve at 9-10, again I'm like, I'm gonna lose. I don't know why. I'm like just like too scared of that thought. So I'm like, and I go like, it's fine. Or I say something to myself, and I'm like, okay, we serve, we have a long rally. I hit a backhand drive, and he hits the ball to the floor because I hit it really accurately. So 10-all.
Amazing.
At 10-all, I look over to this guy in the eyes, and I'm like, you're done. Like I looked him in the eyes, and I'm like, done. Usually in another case scenario, if I won a big point like that, I'd scream like loud. I'd go mad. I had zero emotion. I picked the ball up, bounced it, went to the service box, and I was ready to serve. Not like me at all. 10-all, we play a point.
Is it deuce in squash?
Yeah, 10-all.
Okay.
So difference of 2.
Difference of
Yeah,
two.
yeah.
Difference of 2.
So 2-all, 1-all, 2-all, 10-all.
10-all.
So now at this point, the highlights video shifts to the bench and everyone is shitting their pants.
Yeah.
The whole bench is shitting their
Sick.
pants. And Pakistan has been celebrating for the last 1.5 games. Thinking they won. And all these other Chinese and Nepalese players are waving Pakistan flags, which I was like, whatever, fine, not irrelevant. 10-all.
Not really, but sure.
So 10-all, he hits a ball onto my backhand drop, winner.
Crazy.
11-10, match ball.
Oh my
So
god.
11-10 match ball, he goes onto the wall and he tries wiping his sweat. And I look at him and I'm like, he's defeated. I looked over and I'm like, he's defeated. Right? So I like don't even take time, bounce quickly, serve, and he hits the ball into the floor.
Damn.
And I
That's
take my
crazy,
racket
bro.
and I fling it from inside the court into the stands. And one of my other players from the team climbs the glass and it's a fucking massive celebration.
That's
And then
sick, dude.
I just broke down and cried, bro, so
Yeah.
much. Like I cried so much. It was crazy. And then we had 500 people watching in a small, very packed, loud arena with 30, 40 people from India and these ministers and
Yeah.
people from the sports fraternity and stuff. And it was a great moment. It
That
was,
deserves a round of
insane,
applause.
Crazy.
So yeah, that was but I didn't get to celebrate it too much because I did in its own way. I think I sobbed a lot too. That night was
Yeah.
I sobbed a lot. I think I don't remember myself crying that much ever in my life. But then I woke up 12 hours later and I had to go for mixed doubles with Anath. So that's all I got to celebrate the gold and and so just a small Anath and me ended up winning bronze.
Yeah.
Which was a very big achievement because we were both the youngest ones to do it. I was 25 and she was 15.
Damn.
But anyone asks me, I think that loss was the most shattering loss to me in my whole career. So I lived my highest high and my lowest low in the span of 6 days.
Whoa.
And so yeah, it was a fucking great Asian Games, dude. It was
awesome, man.
great. Yeah.
Where was this? Where was this
China,
happening?
Hangzhou.
Hangzhou.
Wow.
Insane, dude.
I don't know where to go from this story.
Yeah.
man.
Are your sights now set on the 2028 Olympics?
Completely.
Yeah.
So squash.
A future Olympian. You don't
That seems to
understand.
be the next thing for you, right?
So-
the next 4 years.
Squash debuts at the Olympics in LA.
Yeah.
We don't know our qualification criteria yet, but from what I think, it's 2 men per country. So
Oh, okay.
2 men per country. So it's going to be a tough fight to get there.
What are you ranked right now in India?
So I'm national champion.
Yeah.
I'll be ranked number 1 on the Indian rankings next month. But I'm ranked in all the Indians in the world. I'm ranked 3rd.
Okay.
So the number 1 is 32, the number 2 is 51, and I'm at like 57 in the world.
Got it.
So it's close. The 2 and 3 is close,
Yeah.
but the 1 is like there's a bit of distance there. But so yeah, we debut at the Olympics in Los Angeles in 2028. Yeah, bro. Honestly, that's the minute that news came out. I did make a lot of changes. I had to hire a lot of new people. A lot of
Yeah, man.
and so yeah, that's what. But I think the 2026 Asian Games is the first goal, and it also kind of like reduces the pressure from if I'm like always thinking about the Olympics,
Yeah.
then I'm gonna be a bit too wired, and
Yeah.
so I'm taking it short-term goals.
Yeah.
But 2026, yeah, that's
cool that they got squashed in at 2028.
yeah, it's cool. I also feel like it's a great time because if it was at this Olympics, I wouldn't have been selected. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's come for me, like it's come for me.
It's meant for you.
It's meant for me.
Isn't it joining the Olympics a bit too late?
Yeah, I think it's late.
Yeah.
But better late than never. And like
Yeah.
I said,
For sure.
I don't care now because it's come at the right time for me.
I think
Yeah.
So I
Padel
don't
needs
even
to
look
come
back.
in now, man.
No.
You're just fucking
Are you
baiting this
Yeah.
every single step of the way. Why don't we speak about
Yeah.
it, bro? Like, because paddle, pickleball, all of these kind of sports have like these hybrid racket sports.
What's your beef with it?
No beef. Are you all football fans?
Yeah.
Sure.
The first time I played paddle, I met a famous centre back playing paddle, and I played in Spain. So any guesses? Any guesses?
Ramos?
Puyol?
There you go.
You played paddle with
Sick.
Carlos
I didn't
Puyol?
play paddle with Puyol. He was playing paddle. My slot was next. So I got a selfie. I got a selfie with Puyol.
Oh, sick,
I was at a
dude.
tournament in Andorra.
Huh.
So I think Puyol lives there. I was based out of there, and he was playing Puyol. And funny story, we were like probably like 300-400 meters away. And we were like, that has to be Puyol. Because his hair.
Because of the hair, yeah.
I was like,
His
that
hair is
has
a
to be
big giveaway,
Puyol. So we
yeah.
waited like, for the hour. We're like, we'll time it right. And then we just went, like, I'm huge on football. So I was like, dude, any
Damn.
footballer, like, yeah.
Insane.
So yeah.
Do you think you could easily beat the best paddle player in India?
No.
No. It's like a different skill.
Sport
It's a different
altogether.
skill. See, pickleball and paddle, from what I've heard, I've played paddle twice. I've not played pickleball, but from what everyone says, pickleball is more like less physical.
Yeah.
Paddle there is still a lot of physicality.
There is,
But to really be honest with you, like if I had to pick another racket sport, I'd just play tennis.
Yeah. Similar
Physical.
kind
I
of
like physical
mindset.
sports.
Also. Yeah.
Or like football is my first love. Like I like football more than I like squash, to be very honest. Like I'm just being football is my first love. It's almost like therapy to me. So any chance I get to play football, that's the first thing I'll do. Yeah. So
Which team do you support?
United.
Oh,
Oh.
let's not go
Going
down
there,
there.
are we?
It's a toxic relationship with the club nowadays, but
It's okay,
anyways,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess some bad days, some good days.
You spend most of your time in Chennai?
Not really. When I'm in India, most of my time is spent in Chennai. Bombay a bit more over the last 1.5 years.
Way more fun. No?
Huh?
Way more
It is.
fun.
Look, dude, I don't think for the kind of lifestyle I live, it makes a difference.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's
But
true.
I agree, there's a lot more. I love the food in Bombay. Like, it's really nice.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like. So, I moved here last summer. Like,
Oh,
only
yeah.
for the summer.
Okay. Oh,
Only
just for the summer.
I worked with a new team in Bombay last summer, so I moved here for the summer, just for my physical work before the Asian Games, which touch wood, went well, and so then I keep coming back in stints, but yeah, like not like a base or anything, if I need to
Sure.
like see a specialist or I need to work with this trainer again and stuff, so I'll be back in Bombay. Chennai, most of my time in India, and then I spend a lot of time based in England, which is where my
Sure.
coaches are now. So now Malcolm's son is also my coach now.
Yo,
Malcolm's son is my coach.
That's sick.
And the best part about it is Malcolm's son growing up was my favorite squash player.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
So my favorite squash player is now my
You're
coach.
just living out Rocky, man.
Literally.
Yeah, no,
You're
actually,
living a
bro, it's
movie.
sick.
You're living a movie.
And he's a former world number 1,
Yeah.
so that's great.
That's
and his step brother is also my coach now.
my
so sort of I'm loyal.
But
I
at
stay
this point-
I'm very loyal.
At this point, he just adopted you at this point.
So yeah, it's great. So I spend a lot of time in north of England, and then I spend the rest just traveling to tournaments all over the world.
When's the first time you won a tournament or got like some kind of endorsement deal where you felt like, fuck yeah, I've financially made it now?
Look, so financially, it's a very backward sport, squash. Like there's not all this endorsements and all. It's very rare. especially for someone like me who's only been a part of the Indian team for 2 years, it's super hard.
Mhm.
Like you get these small like deals here and there, but for what you'll have to give back is just not worth it.
Sure.
And look, I've been very open about it. Like if I didn't come from a family where my dad could have supported me financially, I wouldn't be here. Right? I always take like I make sure I'm very transparent about the fact that I do come from privilege.
Sure.
But I've always been hungry and I've not ever like taken it for granted. So those things never made a difference. When you win medals for your country, you get massive incentives from the governments. Like you get huge medal incentives. So last year was great in terms of financial. I think it was my best year.
Let's drop a number.
Like $100,000 plus.
Sick.
Yeah. So that was great. There's still a lot of money that needs to come in, which takes time and it has its own
I feel like we need to support our athletes before.
I
they
saw
win
you say
medals
this
and-
in one of the shows where if you,
definitely.
had a lot of money or you were rich, you would support.
Yeah, definitely.
That was great.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
hear.
yeah. No,
That was
because I feel like we only support our athletes once they win gold.
That's true.
Like, bro, once you've won now.
Yeah.
What else am I supporting? You got to support the guys coming up because there's so many guys who maybe are fucking fantastic and they need the financial support. They're not getting it, so they drop the sport.
Sure.
You know, so like,
True.
the infrastructure needs to change in terms of supporting our athletes financially and at least giving us a chance to put our best foot
I
forward.
agree.
You
Yeah.
know, because these guys are struggling just to make it to the Olympics, and then they get to the Olympics and it's like, okay, we've made it here. Now what?
Yeah, and then also people look like when you don't medal at the Olympics or you medal like at the Asian Games, a lot of athletes who come in and don't medal, like you don't understand what it's taken for them to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
no,
to be
exactly,
there.
bro. Like,
You know, it
Yeah.
takes a lot. You don't know what kind of backgrounds they come from. You know what kind of things they've had to see growing up financially. So it's easy to put in like, oh, he won a medal, now we'll support him, like how you're saying.
Yeah.
But like
if you don't win a medal,
from 18 to 21, when I was the best junior squash player in the country, like I didn't have a lot of support after that, transitioning into my seniors.
From the country.
the government or anybody, but that's because the criteria is such and the budget is such that it will go to existing top players.
I understand, yeah.
maybe not enough money for the youth that is good
There's
and the
definitely enough
existing
money.
top players. There's money for the existing top players. So for example, now I am taken care of so well. I have so many foundations and the
Yeah.
government supporting me. But like, I'm like, what about someone who's great at 18 or 19? What kind of support
Yeah.
are we going to give him?
It seems short-sighted to
Yeah.
only
exactly, but
help
once
them.
you've made it, then
And-
then you're gonna be supported.
And
either way,
if
bro.
anyone tells me should I become a pro squash player, I'm like, no way.
Yeah.
Don't do it, bro. If you want to
Really,
live,
you don't feel like the infrastructure you see now is better than at least what you had?
infra is the same. Like I've been training at the same academy. Infrastructure is not the issue.
Nothing.
It's not the issue. Neither is any federation or neither is the government. There is just not enough money in these sports.
And do you think it's because it doesn't attract a larger viewership?
It's because it's not accessible. Like for you
Sure,
to play
sure, sure.
squash, you
Yeah.
need a club membership in Bombay. For you to have a
Yeah.
club
Yeah.
membership, you're already coming from a decent, a family of certain status.
Sure.
In most cases.
Yeah, yeah.
right? Squash again, like.
it's kind of like golf in terms
Yeah,
of
It's a
access.
hard sport.
It's a
Access.
hard
It's
sport,
just
access.
access.
Yeah.
Again, it's like squash racket. Like, dude, for example, like cricket and football. Like, I'm sure, like at some point I played football with like a plastic bottle.
Yeah.
I've played cricket like with what, like the balan in my mom's kitchen. Like, you know, like it's
Yeah.
engraved into being an easy sport to just play anywhere.
Yeah.
Not squash.
Yeah.
You know, the only thing that's easy to play is badminton that way because you don't even need a net. You just need
Yeah.
to, you know, people in their building will just go
Yeah,
back
yeah,
and
yeah.
forth. So that's the issue. I think that's the main issue. Second is you need like the top players in the country to like give back a lot. Like, you know, but I don't blame the ones who don't because, dude, it just juices you out, bro. Like 15,
Yeah,
20
man.
years in this industry, bro. It's
Yeah.
so taxing.
Yeah, we don't have like the concept of like a professional athlete. Like whether you medal or you don't medal, you're
Yeah.
taken care of. You know,
Sure.
but dude, that's why I said like the 2028 Olympics will change a lot of that. I feel
Just for
like the
squash?
image, like, I mean, you know, obviously when you guys do
Yeah.
well at the Olympics, that'll kind of put squash
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
top.
Look, like to medal in squash at the Olympics, you're gonna have to be top 3 in the world, which is something no one has done from India. So we're not writing it off, but it's a huge hurdle, right? It's a huge task.
Sure, 4 years.
But I mean, okay, I'm gonna say this on camera, but if doubles comes up at the Olympics, I think I will put a word on medaling. I think I
Yeah,
will medal
for
at
sure,
the
bro.
Olympics. In men's, I
Awesome,
think me
man.
and Vela have a great shot.
yeah.
If in LA did bring up doubles, I think we
I'm
have
sure
a
they will
sure
as
shot.
well.
That's
Yeah.
not known whether they're going to do it or not yet.
We don't know that yet because it's a first time sport, so maybe they won't have too many medals.
We'll
But
play this clip 4 years later when you win it.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah,
if
definitely.
it happens, or even if it happens 8 years later or 12 years later. See,
Yeah.
the plan honestly is to like. The rumor is that India is bringing Olympics to India in 2036.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's what is going to happen, then that's going to be my retirement. That's what I've thought about.
Sure, okay.
2036 is
you'll
10
be
years from now.
38.
Yeah,
30,
30, like still be pushing, but I think like if I can stay as disciplined as I am, I can push my body there.
Sick.
So yeah, that's squash with the Olympics.
That's awesome, man.
But even hopefully just go there for the first time. And obviously, bro, like I never go into a competition being like, oh, I'm gonna like first round, second round. It's like I'm there. The goal is to win every match, and then you take it a day as a time, and then you deal with whatever comes your way. But yeah, like money at this level, yes, good money
Sure.
because of the medal purely those incentives you get from. So if you're not medaling at the Asian Games or the Commonwealth Games, dude,
Hard.
Yeah, it's a hard
no
one.
way, not even hard. Like just don't. At this point, if your dad can't like shell out like 35-50 lakhs a year, just don't do it.
Whoa.
Don't do it.
That's so discouraging.
My like Adi, my
But it's
No,
a- it's-
yeah.
I'm just like
But my expenses now like a year are like 80 lakhs, dude.
for coaching and
Everything,
traveling and everything.
A to Z, 80 lakhs a year. Who has that sort of money to just give on one child, bro? It's
Yeah.
not like,
Yeah.
think about it, honestly. Like, not everyone is in a position to do it.
Yeah.
Then it's also the second, what if you don't make it? You're letting go of so many opportunities that might give you, like, you know, okay, he'll go to an Ivy League school, he'll get a great education, he'll get a good job, he'll earn, he'll study, or whatever. Like, you know, like,
Yeah.
this is just like, bro, you're just jumping into a pool and you don't know what's coming for you. Like, it's just, you're just leaving it to life.
I'm
Yeah.
glad you jumped though.
Yeah.
So am I,
Yeah.
And let's switch gears a bit, man. You said that when you're in Bombay,
Yeah.
because of the lifestyle you live, you don't tend to like feel the fun part of the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do for fun?
Okay, so like, I'm gonna come back to something, but like this fun, right? Someone asked me this question today, and I went on like a 30-minute lecture. Okay. And I'll also give you that in 5 minutes. But I'll also give you like, so what I do for fun. So I have a dog back home. I think I spend a lot of time with him. That's a lot of fun. I've taken up reading a bit of late. Also fun. Only sports books. So very like, I can connect well. That is fun.
Any recommendations?
I'm currently reading, obviously, Shoe Dog for everyone by Phil Knight. United fan, so Alex Ferguson's book. Suddenly a Footballer, Juan Mata. I'm currently reading Rio Ferdinand's book, which is quite nice.
Okay.
He's a bit off, I feel, in the head, just like me, so I can relate to it. So yeah, I read. I'm huge into coffee. I know you are too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm like, when I'm like in some great cities with good coffee, I'll just walk around for like a couple of hours, get like 3-4 coffees.
Oh,
love
sick,
that.
man.
I do
Nice.
stuff like that. What else is fun? Yeah, dude, just that. Like, I love listening
vibes.
in on music.
You-
Music is a big part of my day. Like, I think there are different times of the day where I'm listening to different. Big fan of math.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Is it a good squash song?
It's on my
Energy?
like workout warm up playlist.
I love
What
that.
else are you listening to? What's your top 5 looking like?
Top 5 looking
Spotify?
right now. De La Hoya by Don Toliver.
Oh, sick.
There's a song called Move. Girl, I like the way you move.
How didn't you know this?
No. Adam Port, I think.
Okay.
Okay, Move. I'm listening to the song called Tiffany by an artist called Billy Khan. It is an
okay.
insane song.
Yeah?
I'm hooked on it right now. Like,
What is it called? What is it called?
Tiffany.
Tiffany.
By
Billy Khan.
Billy Khan.
What language is it?
English.
English,
Tiffany
okay.
by Billy Khan. What else am I listening to at this moment?
Sounds like a Punjabi
Um,
song.
There's an Indian rapper, Zefan.
Yeah, Zefan.
Yeah, his
Oh,
music.
for sure, man. From Delhi.
Fell in Love with the Devil. He has a
Yeah,
song.
yeah.
Really nice song. What else are we listening to? Yeah, more or less. I'm a very calm music kind of guy.
Got it.
I love St. John, Ransom, Sucks to Be You.
Yeah, yeah.
Two of my good, very good songs. Passion Fruit, Teenage
Yeah.
Fever.
Sure. Yeah.
So music
Okay,
like that
sick,
is,
sick,
you know,
sick,
I'm a very calm. Like I have a playlist on my phone called Zone 3.
Okay.
Zone 3 is like when I'm
Cardio.
winding down, and then
Oh, wow.
Zone 333 is when I'm trying to like.
Got it.
Yeah, so it's just like but I'm more a Zone 3 guy. Like,
Okay, nice.
Sick. Awesome, man. I think thank you so much for being here, man. This is one of my
Literally.
most favorite episodes so far.
Yeah.
But before you leave, we'd love to get something for our empty shelf.
Okay. So, I am a bit like, I like to be everyone's favorite, so I didn't just get something on the shelf, I got something for all of you.
Oh,
Let's gag outside
Yay.
so we can
That's
grab the
sick,
bag.
man.
Is
And
it just one medal each for all of us? I mean, we can take one also.
Yo,
it's
that
fine.
would be sick, huh? Wow.
Can you,
Okay.
Jay, can you just help me move this mic a
Yeah,
little bit?
gotcha.
I'll just put it back. Okay, cool. So, don't look, huh? Because they come out in an order.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So, gifts for all of you. So, first one. Okay. So, Adi, I know you like coffee.
Yes.
And I do a lot of coffee hopping. So I
Okay.
was at the Australian Open earlier this year.
Oh,
my
man.
God.
This is fucking sick, bro. What
My
the fuck?
favorite coffee shop in Sydney is called Skittle Lane. So I got you some coffee.
Whoa!
Thank you so much.
Bro.
That's dope. Thank you, bro.
Okay. Who's next?
Dude, that's amazing.
Hey, I might,
So my gym boy, my gym bro.
Okay.
I'm giving you something I use on the daily. Some nice creatine.
Yo, bro, fucking sick, man.
Okay.
Thank you, dude.
Crazy.
Okay. Ariana, I
this
saw
is
your.
sick, man.
Obviously, I've been subscribed to your YouTube.
Oh my
I
That's
know
gift enough.
You did.
Subscribe.
So you did a matcha video.
Yeah.
So there's some matcha.
Dude.
Oh my god. Thank you so
Personalized
much.
gifts for everyone. Dude.
Aman isn't here, but we show the gift to his to the camera. Aman is into pickleball, paddle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
the admin
yeah.
of some group. He said on
Yeah.
He did.
So
Oh,
I got
shit.
him some racket sports socks from
Yo,
my
Oh
friends.
my
dude,
God.
that's fucking
And
sick.
that
I'll give that to him later.
So Sid, you've been the hardest guy to crack. Because your Instagram is just, I think maybe you're into vintage cars a bit. Photography.
Yeah.
I couldn't literally figure you out. But when I scrolled down, I saw that you like yourself a nice party.
Yeah.
No, I saw a lot of like pictures with you, like with your friends.
did I?
Yeah, I mean, it was 2016, but okay, sure.
So we keep that. That's all I could get. But I also know you guys do shots on the show.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're the oldest one, so be
He is,
responsible.
he is,
so I got
he
you
is.
some alcohol.
Oh, yo, that's
Dude,
fucking
and I
sick,
drink
bro.
gin.
Okay, there
I
you
love
go.
gin.
Okay.
Bro.
So
Okay.
this is
That's
fucking
fucking
fantastic,
sick.
man.
This is my first time on like a podcast.
Okay.
And I think September is a good month. So I
Exactly a year from the Commonwealth
got,
flight,
Yes,
bro.
your souvenir is an India jersey from the
Let's go.
Fucking sick, bro.
That is
Bro, that's insane.
That's dope.
Wow.
That is crazy.
one of the jerseys I wore last
I
year.
hope it's
and
unwashed,
out.
bro.
But please, I guess you'll have to frame it.
Yeah,
we'll
we'll
find it, we'll find it.
We'll put this in our new
This way, bro.
studio, man.
Done.
We're moving soon. We'll frame this and have this in our new
So
studio.
Dude, that is
Yo, that's
insane,
so
man.
fucking sick, bro.
So there you go.
You're
That's
amazing.
great.
Future-
Sid wants to sniff
Yeah,
it.
The
Give it a
back
sip.
of it is sick, man.
I don't want to sniff it. I just want to see it.
No, it smells of me.
Yeah,
So-
bro. If you're ever in trouble, we may auction this off. Just but
Guys-
dude, that's awesome, man. Thanks a lot.
Ariana, you
for
know
this.
that matcha
Yeah.
has actually gotten me a few dates
Has it?
because it lines up a very solid pickup line. So I speak to a woman about
Say-
matcha and I'll be like,
Do it with her,
if I
yeah.
give,
Yeah, do it, do
so
it.
basically, if I give you this matcha, I'm gonna have to kiss you. You know why?
Why?
Because it says kiss a 10.
I
And it's literally landed.
That's crazy.
It has
That
landed.
is so good.
Sick.
It
You got
spells it.
some kisses out of it. That's crazy. I love it.
And it has like a small cookbook, so I'll give you recipes. And it has a stamp from Japan. And
Perfect for
it's just-
women.
It's so cute.
Yeah, this is what happens, you know, when you're single and you don't always.
I know,
He has to
really.
get into like hobbies like knitting and matcha. Dude, this is fucking
Painting and pottery.
Man,
So
Abhay,
sick.
thank you so much.
much.
Thank you for being here, guys. We're gonna link everything of Abhay's in the description. Go check him out, show him some love. Make sure you follow him for the Commonwealth Games in a couple of years and the Olympics in 4. We're gonna make sure you'll see this video and come back to the clip where he said he's gonna win the medal with
100%.
the doubles.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think you'll win with the singles as
Yeah,
well.
man. And
Yeah.
we are strongly
Manifest it,
manifesting
baby.
for you
Straight up.
in the Olympics,
For sure.
at the
LA,
at the Asian Games, Commonwealth, whatever's coming up, wherever you're
Yeah.
playing, man.
Yeah,
Fucking kill it, dude.
thank you.
God bless.
Make
you.
some
Yes.
noise, guys.
Yay!
Won't you pick a side? Making up your mind. I won't